Peace, love, Shabbat Shalom, peace and love. Oh, sorry. We'll be reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 67 to 69. Yeah, the book of Psalms, chapter 67 to 69, and I'm going to be moving into the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and then into the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. We're going to be starting in the book of Psalms, chapter 67 to 69. Bear with me as I try to get through this, y'all willing. Book of Psalms 67. The book of Psalms, chapter 67, verse 1. Elohim does favor us and bless us, cause his face to shine upon us. Salah. Verse 2. For your way to be known on earth, your deliverance among all nations. Let the peoples praise you, O Elohim. Let all the peoples praise you. Verse 4. Let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for you judge the peoples uprightly and lead the nations on earth. Salah. Verse 5. Let the peoples praise you, O Elohim. Let all the peoples praise you. Verse 6. The earth shall give her increase. Elohim, our own Elohim, bless us. Verse 7. Elohim blesses us, and all the ends of the earth fear him. Chapter 68. Psalms chapter 68, verse 1. Elohim arises, his enemies are scattered, and those who hate him flee before him. Elohim arises, his enemies are scattered, and those who hate him flee before him. Verse 2. As smoke is driven away, you drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, the wrong perishes before Elohim. Verse 3. But the righteous are glad. They exult before Elohim, and they rejoice with gladness. Verse 4. Sing to Elohim. Sing praises to his name. Raise up a highway for him who rides through the deserts. By his name, Yah, and exalt before him. So before I go any further, this is an important passage. This is an important verse of the Bible. This is Psalm 68:4, where the only place in the scriptures that I can remember, you know, you're still able to, you know, read the name of the Most High, which is Yah. In some scriptures, in the King James version, most King James versions you're going to see, and it's going to read Jah. It's going to read as Yah. So yeah, if you open any King James version, you're going and go to Psalm 68:4, you're going to still see the name of the Most High, which is Yah, as in Hallelujah. So this is what I'm reading. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, and verse 4 is the most it's the well-known verse where the name is still it still reflects the name of the Most High. It says, "Sing to Elohim, sing praises to his name, raise up a highway for him who rides through the deserts, by his name Yah, and exalt before him." Verse 5, "Father of the fatherless and right ruler of the widows is Elohim in his set apart dwelling." So he's the father of the fatherless. He's the father of the fatherless and the right ruler of widows. The right ruler of widows. So he protects the fatherless, and he brings justice for the widows. Verse 6, Elohim makes a home for the lonely. He brings out into prosperity those who are bound with chains. Only the rebellious shall dwell in a dry land. Verse 7, O Elohim, when you went out before your people, when you stepped through the wilderness. Verse 8, the earth shook and the heavens dropped before Elohim. This Sinai shook before Elohim, the Elohim of Israel. Verse 9, you, O Elohim, sent a shower of plenty. You confirmed your inheritance when it was weary. Verse 10, your flock dwelt in it. You provided from your goodness for the poor, O Elohim. Verse 11, Yahuwah gave the word. The women who proclaimed it was a great company. Verse 12, sovereigns of armies flee in haste, and she who remains at home divides the spoil. Verse 13, if you lie down among the sheepfolds, the wings of a dove are covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. Verse 14, when the Almighty scattered sovereigns in it, it did snow in Salmon. Verse 15, a mountain of Elohim is the mountain of Bashan. A mountain of peaks is the mountain of Bashan. A mountain of peaks is the mountain of Bashan. Verse 16, O mountain of peaks, why do you gaze in envy at the mountain which Elohim desired to dwell in? At the mountain which Elohim desired to dwell in. Yahuwah even dwells there forever. Verse 17, the chariot of Elohim are 20,000, thousands of thousands. Yahuwah came from Sinai into the set apart place. Verse 18, you have ascended on high. You have led captivity captive. You have received gifts among men, and even the rebellious, that Yah Elohim might dwell there. Verse 19, blessed be Yahuwah. Day by day he bears our burden, the El of our deliverance. Verse 20, our El is the El of deliverance, and to Yahuwah the Master belong escapes from death. Verse 21, indeed Elohim smites the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of him who walks about in his guilt. Verse 22, Yahuwah said, I bring back from Bashan, I bring back from the depths of the sea. Verse 23, so that you plunge your foot in blood, that the tongues of your dogs have their portion from the enemies. Verse 24, they have seen your goings, O Elohim, the goings of my El my sovereign, into the set apart place. Verse 25. The singers went in front, and the players on instrument after them. Among them were the young women playing tambourines. Verse 26. Bless Elohim in the assemblies, Yahuwah from the fountain of Yisrael. Verse 27. There is Benjamin, the smallest, their ruler, the leaders of Yehuda, their company, the leader of Zebulun, the leader of Naphtali. Verse 28. Your Elohim has commanded your strength, be strong. O Elohim, this you have worked out for us because of your heckle at Jerusalem. Let me rewind it back to verse 25. It says, the singers went in front, the players on the instrument after them. Among them were the young women playing tambourines. Bless Elohim in the assemblies, Yahuwah from the fountain of Yisrael. So this is kind of an indication of, like, in a choir of a sense. You got the singers went in front, the players on instrument after them. Among them were the young women playing tambourines. Bless Elohim in the assemblies, Yahuwah from the fountain of Yisrael. So the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 25 to 26, could be interpreted and, seen as, an indication of, you know, the scriptures depicting a choir and an assembly. Makes sense? Fast forward to where we were, verse 29. Because of your heckle at Jerusalem, sovereigns bring presents to you. Verse 30. Rebuke the wild beasts of the reeds, the herd of bulls, with the calves of the peoples, each one humbling himself with pieces of silver. Scatter the peoples who delight in conflicts. Verse 31. Ambassadors come out of Mizraim. Cush stretches out her hands to Elohim. So ambassadors come out of Mizraim, come out of Egypt. Cush stretches out her hands to Elohim. So this is referring to what we know as Africa. Mizraim, which is Egypt, and Cush, which is known to be, a sibling of Egypt, a sibling of Mizraim, and related to the land we know of as being Africa. Verse 32. Sing to Elohim, you reigns of the earth. Praises to Yahuwah. Salah. Verse 33. To him who rides on the ancient highest to him who rides on the ancient highest heavens. See, he sends out his voice, a mighty voice. Verse 34. Ascribe strength to Elohim. His excellence is over Yisrael, and his strength is in the clouds. Verse 35. O Elohim, awesome from your set apart places. The El of Yisrael is he who gives strength and power to his people. Blessed be Elohim. Chapter 69, verse 1. Chapter 69, verse 1. Save me, O Elohim, for waters have come up to my neck. Verse 2. I have sunk in the deep mud, and there is no place to stand. I have come into deep waters, and the floods overflow me. Verse 3. I am worn out from my crying, my throat is dry, my eye grow dim, and I wait for my Elohim. Verse 4. Those who hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They are mighty who would destroy me, my lion enemies. What I did not steal, I restored. Verse 5, O Elohim, you yourself know my foolishness, and my guilt has not been hidden. My guilt has not been hidden from you. Verse 6, let not those who wait for you, O Master Yahuwah of hosts, be ashamed because of me. Let not those who seek you be humbled because of me, O Elohim of Yisrael. Verse 7, because I have borne reproach for your sake. Shame has covered my face. Verse 8, I have become a stranger to my brothers and a foreigner to my mother's children. Verse 9, because a door for your house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of those who reproach you have fallen on me. Verse 10, and I wept in my being with fasting, and it became my reproach. Verse 11, and when I put on sackcloth, I became a proverb to them. Verse 12, they who sit in the gate talk about me, and I am the song of the drunkards. Verse 13, but as for me, my prayer is to you, O Yahuwah, at an acceptable time, O Elohim, in the greatness of your loving commitment. Answer me in the truth of your deliverance. Verse 14, rescue me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be rescued from those who hate me, and out of the deep waters. Verse 15, let not a flood of waters overflow me. I'm sorry, nor let the deep swallow me up, nor let the pit shut its mouth on me. Verse 16, answer me, O Elohim, answer me, O Yahuwah, for your loving commitment is good. According to the greatness of your compassion, turn to me. Verse 17, and do not hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me speedily. Verse 18, draw near to my being, redeem it, ransom me because of my enemies. Verse 19, you yourself know my reproach, and my shame and my confusion. My adversaries are all before you. Verse 20, reproach has broken my heart, and I am sick. I look for sympathy, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. Verse 21, and they gave me gall for my food, and for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Sounds familiar? Verse 22, let their table before them become a snare and a trap to those at ease. Verse 23, let their eyes be darkened so as not to see, and make their loins shake continually. Verse 24, pour out your wrath upon them, and let your burning displeasure overtake them. Verse 25, let their encampments be deserted, let no one dwell in their tents. Verse 26, for they persecute him whom you have stricken, and talk about the pain of those you have wounded. Verse 27, and add crookedness to their crookedness, and let them not enter into your righteousness. Verse 28, let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous. Verse 29, but I am poor and in pain. Let your deliverance, O Elohim, set me up on high. Verse 30, I praise the name of Elohim with a song, and I make him great with thanksgiving. Verse 31, and this pleases Yahuwah more than an ox, a bull with horns and hooves. Verse 32, the humble shall see, they rejoice, you who seek Elohim, and your hearts live. Verse 3, for Yahuwah hears the poor, and he shall not despise his captivity. Verse 34, let the heavens and the earth praise him, the seas and all that moves in them. Verse 35, for Elohim shall save Zion and build the cities of Yehuda, and they shall dwell there and possess it. Verse 36, and the seed of his servants inherited and those who love his name dwell in it. That was the book of Psalms, chapter 67 to 69. We're going to get into the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 1. Scriptures, yes. The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 1. My son, if you have become a guarantor for your friend, have shaken hands in pledge for a stranger, verse 2, have been snared by the words of your own mouth, have been caught by the words of your mouth, verse 3, do this at once, my son, and deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Go, humble yourself and urge your friend. Verse 4, give no sleep to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids. Verse 5, deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hunter's hand, and like a bird from the hand of the trapper. So it's basically don't sign up for something that you can't handle. Don't sign up for something that you can't deliver on. Don't agree to nothing you can't deliver on. You know, you setting yourself up for failure, you're setting yourself up for frustration, and disappointing others, and you know, uh ruining your reputation. Verse 6, go to the ant, you lazy one, see her ways and be wise. Verse 17, which having no commander, overseer, or ruler. Verse 8, provides her supplies in the summer, gathers her food in the harvest. Verse 9, how long would you lie down, O lazy one? When do you arise from your sleep? Verse 10, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to lie down. And your poverty, verse 11, your poverty shall come like a prowler, and your need as an armed man. Like your need as an armed man, like your needs, will come out of nowhere where you least expect it. Like somebody trying to rob you. Like you'll be in need out of and at a point in a moment that you'll least expect it. This is what laziness leads to. This is what laziness leads to. You know, poverty and being a person in need. Verse 12, a man of Belial, a wicked man, walks with a perverse mouth. So a man of Belial walks with speaking crookedness, speaking perverseness, speaking what is wrong, what is devious and deceiving. Verse 13, winks with his eyes, shuffles his feet, points with his fingers. Verse 14, perverseness is in his heart, plotting evil at all times. He sends out strife. Excuse me. Verse 15, therefore his calamity comes suddenly. Instantly he is broken, and there is no healing. So that same person that's like winking and trying to get people attention and tapping his feet and, having the inside joke of somebody and, behind somebody back, slandering someone behind their back or making fun of somebody behind their back. This is the same person that they got calamity coming their way, coming suddenly. Instantly they are broken and there is no healing. These same people that's winking their eye, trying to get their friends' attention to, make a joke or pull a prank on somebody. Yeah. It says, a man of Belial, a wicked man, walks with a perverse mouth, winks with his eyes, shuffles his feet, points with his fingers. Does that sound familiar? Sounds like high school games, right? You know, school hallway games. you play with your friend, and you and your friend making jokes, making mockery, of someone. Verse uh verse 16. These six matters Yahuwah hates. These six matters Yahuwah hates. These six matters Yahuwah hates. Listen up. And seven are an abomination to him. Listen up. Verse 17. A proud look is one of them. A proud look. Like you're proud in your flesh. You're proud for the wrong reasons. You're proud to be, you know, like in the flesh, in your nationality. You're being proud in that sense instead of being proud in your spirit. That's what the Most High hates. Another one is a lying tongue. He hates a lying tongue. That's two. Three is in hands shedding innocent blood. Hands shedding innocent blood is the third thing that the Most High hates. Verse 18, a heart devising wicked schemes. That's the fourth thing that the Most High hates. Heart devising wicked schemes, plotting to do evil, plotting to do somebody evil, plotting to do somebody wrong. Verse so feet quick to run to evil. So feet quick to run to evil. Just anxious, just can't sit still. Gotta go, do something corrupt. Gotta go do something illegal. Gotta do something, you know, unclean. This is a person that, can't, just they feet quick to go, they- feet quick to run to evil. Verse 19, a false witness breathing out lies. So a false witness breathing out lies. One who false witness is one who's lying, who's making up lies about someone, and having them get in trouble for something that they didn't do, having them, be perceived in a bad way for something that they didn't do. This is a person, it's just a false, that's false witnessing and breathing out lies. And then you have one who causes strife among brothers, one who causes strife among brothers, breaking up friends, breaking up, you know, families, breaking up happy homes, breaking up companies. These people who, be starting stuff, making up stuff, and playing both sides against each other. The Most High hate all of this, you know. So he hates one who causes strife among brothers. He hates false witnesses breathing out lies. He hates feet quick to run to evil. He hates a heart devising wicked schemes. He hates hands shedding innocent blood. He hates lying tongues. He hates proud looks. This is what he hates. Let's not be this. Let's tighten up. Let's do better. Verse 20, my son, watch over your father's command, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother. Watch over your father's command. Do not forsake the Torah of your mother, which should be the Torah of the Most High. The commands of your father should be the commandments of the Most High. That's simple. It should be. If it's not, then the commandments of the Most High trumps the commandments of your father. The Torah of your, if it's not the Torah of, your father, then the Torah of your father trumps the Torah of your mother. I'm just saying. Verse 21, bind them on your heart, always tie them around your neck. Verse 22, when you are walking about, it leads you. You lie down, it guards you. And when you have when you have woken up, it talks to you. This is how much you want to memorize these instructions of God. This is how much you want to memorize these commandments of God. You want to memorize them and so they're able to lead you, that they're able to guard you, like protect you, and they're able to speak to you, you know, when you awake. Yeah. And that's throughout the day when while you're awake, they're able to speak to you. These instructions of God speak to you. These commandments of God speak to you. It's the spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's the Ruach. Verse 23, for the command is a lamp, and the Torah a light, and reproofs of discipline a way of life. Verse 24, to guard you against an evil woman, to guard you against the evil woman. So this is what the command does. It says, for the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light, and reproofs of discipline a way of life. And this is what it does, to guard you against an evil woman, from the flattering tongue of a strange woman. The flattering tongue of a strange woman. Verse 25, do not desire her prettiness in your heart, neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. Neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. Verse 26, for because of a whore, one is brought to a crust of bread, and an adulteress hunts a precious life. For because of a whore, one is brought to a crust of bread. Brought to, this is what you're left with because of a whore. And an adulterous woman hunts a precious life. Like they don't have no care for your well-being. They just want what they want and want to be pleasured and pleased with at the moment, and they don't care who suffers the consequences. This is what adulterous women do. This is what strange women do. This is what whores do. Says, neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. This is the lashes. This is the eyeliner. Let's not act like we don't know what was going on. Verse 27, would a man take fire to his bosom and his garments not be burnt? Verse 28, would a man walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? Verse 29, so is he who goes into his neighbor's wife. None who touches her goes unpunished. None who touches her goes unpunished. You go into your neighbor's wife, you won't go unpunished. Here's what to look forward to. Verse 30, they do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his appetite when he is starving. Nobody despises a thief if he steals, you know, to satisfy his appetite when he is starving. Verse 31, yet if he is caught, he repays sevenfold. If he is caught, he repays sevenfold. Even though, most will understand why he stole. He stole to eat. If he is caught, he repays sevenfold. He gives all the wealth of his house. Verse 32, he who commits adultery with a woman lacks heart. He who does it destroys his own life. Destroys his own life. Verse 33, he finds smiting and shame. He finds smiting and shame, and his reproach is not wiped away. Verse 34, for jealousy enrages a man, and he does not spare in the day of vengeance. For jealousy enrages a man, and he does not spare in the day of vengeance. Verse 35, he does not regard any ransom, nor accept your bribe, however great. He does not regard any ransom, nor accept any bribe. Like a man who's been betrayed, a man who's, whose wife been slept with, he's not going for any of that. Most husbands are not going for any bribes. You can't talk them out of, doing something to you. He does not regard any ransom, nor accept any bribe, however great. That completes the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. We're going to get into the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 1. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is great among men. Verse 2. A man to whom Elohim has given riches and wealth and esteem, so that his being lacks none at all of what he desires. But Elohim does not permit him to eat of it, and a foreigner consumes it. This is futile, and it is an evil disease. Verse 3. If a man brings forth 100 children and lives many years, so that the days of his years are many, but his being is not satisfied with goodness, or indeed he has no burial place, I say that a premature birth is better than he. Goodness. Verse 4. For it comes in futility and goes away in darkness, and in darkness its name is covered. Verse 5. Even the sun it has not seen, it has more rest than that man. Speaking of a premature birth. Verse 6. And though he lives 1,000 years twice over, yet he shall not see goodness. Do not all go to one place? Verse 7. All the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not satisfied. All the labor for a man, all the labor of a man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not satisfied. Verse 8. For what advantage has the wise over the fool? What advantage does the poor have who knows how to walk before the living? For what advantage has the wise over the fool? What advantage does the poor have who knows how to walk before the living? Verse 9. What the eye see is better than what the desire goes after. What the eye see, what the eye see is better than what the desire goes after. That too is futile and feeding on wind. So what you're seeing is not all what it's cracked up to be. It's not all what you make it to be. What you're seeing is deceiving in most cases. You know, that's what this means. It says what the eye see is better than what the desire goes after. Verse 10. Whatever shall be has already been named, and it is known that he is son of Adam, and he is unable to contend with him who is mightier than he. Verse 11. The more words, before I move on, let me read that again. Whatever shall be has already been named. Whatever shall be has already been named. And it is known that he is son of Adam, and he is unable to contend with him who is mightier than he. Verse 11, the more words, the more futility. What is to man the advantage? The more words, the more futility. The meaning is more, the more it's meaningless. The more words used, the more it loses its value. What is to man the advantage? Verse 12, for who knows what is good for man in life, all the days of his futile life, which he passes like a shadow. For who declares to man what shall be after him under the sun? For who declares to man what shall be after him under the sun? Who declares that? It's a question. That completes the chapter 6 of Ecclesiastes and completes this reading, you know, of Yah speaking wisdom through Dawid and Solomon. We just read the book of Psalms, chapter 67 to 69, and the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. Then we ended with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. I'm going to end this live and I'm going to get back on reading the book of I want to say Exodus. Yeah, the book of Exodus. I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna end this live and pick up in the book of Exodus. Y'all willing, you're able to join. Until then, if not, peace, love, Shabbat shalom, love, and peace.